Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Hitchhiker. This is episode 5. We are continuing with ride number 3. We just left the diner and are now heading out onto the road. So let's jump back in and continue. So, yep, we're with Leia Birdsall. Well, that's not Leia.
How do I look?
Just like her, as far as I can recall.
Good. I'm a very apt pupil. A very apt pupil. Here, take my phone. Call for help the moment something looks fishy.
Alright, so let's take a minute here. We're driving through the desert, it looks like. And, yeah. Okay, well, let's go ahead and, actually, it's got a nice little car here, I gotta say. Not too bad. There's that business card. Yep. Argus Gas, State Highway 51, Thursday at 4 p.m. What do we got here? We got a poetry book. Well, that's the one that was at the diner. And, well, we're in a convertible, so there's no reason to close the window, is there? Alright, let's go ahead and continue on with the conversation. So, I have a question.
Shoot.
You told me that she and I had a fight,
Right?
and that I stormed out and left the restaurant first.
I did, yes.
But in my memory, it didn't happen exactly like that.
Right, it was her.
Yes, she left the restaurant first.
Yes. And?
Why did you lie to me about that?
Listen, there's something at the end of this road that you don't want to find.
But I do want to find it.
You do, and you don't. If you only wanted to find it, there wouldn't be all this conflict.
What conflict?
It's hardly been a smooth ride, has it?
You make it sound like it's my fault.
I'm just saying, there are two sides to every story, right? The argument back at the diner, maybe there was something missing for her. Something missing between the two of you.
What do you think was missing? That's hardly the point, is it? She's been kidnapped. What do you think was missing?
Have you stopped to think for a moment about why you keep finding these photographs? Why they are so important to you?
No, actually. They help me remember.
They're a way of capturing reality, right? They're objective, but they're also you. They tell the story you want them to tell. That camera of yours, it's a weapon too. Take a photo of me, and in the photo I'll never change. I'll never grow away from you.
They are the only memories I can trust right now. Maybe you're right. They're not reliable. They are the only memories I can trust right now.
So what did you learn back there from your photo?
She was having an affair with the phone guy.
Oh?
Yes, that much seems clear. I saw the phone number.
Oh, you have my phone. Why don't you call it then?
I can't see all the numbers. 2 are missing.
And you think he's also this man with all the eyes?
Man with many eyes. Yes.
Hey, you said he has 10 of them, right?
Yes. So? That's right. He wears them around his wrist.
Have another look at that card. 10 little eyes. See him?
Oh yes, there are the 10 little eyes right there.
Freaky, right?
Wow, you're sharp. I noticed that back at the diner. Wow, you're sharp.
Well, almost there now. Time to get in character.
You sure you're up for this?
Sure, I can't see a thing. What gives?
Turn around, we need to get out of here.
I can't. The car is jammed somehow. What the hell? Watch it, buddy.
Well, interesting. That was ride 3. Okay, so looks like we're off to ride 4 now. As you can see, the game is starting to wind down, and so far, the mystery still is there on what is going on with me and my memory. So let's go ahead and get into ride 4. We're with Mr. Saeed. And it looks like I've been kidnapped. Alright, we're going to call that number.
Hello,
Vern?
Copernicus? Is that you?
Yes! Help me out here.
Let me guess. You've gotten yourself into some kind of jam. Swinging by your toes over a tiger cage?
All I know is I'm in a trunk of a car.
Locked in a trunk? That doesn't sound like part of your dream. How'd you manage that?
It's a long story. I was trapped by the man with many eyes.
I sincerely doubt that. The fact that I'm hearing your voice now suggests otherwise.
He's got her, though. I need to rescue her. Why is he out to get me anyway? He's got her. Why I need to rescue her?
Don't mess with him, kid. He's the final gatekeeper. Way too strong. You need to learn the spell first, before you can go up against him.
There's a spell? What spell?
Hey, if I knew it, I'd tell you. Speaking of which, did you find the box, Copernicus?
The locked one, yes, in the mailbox.
Have you opened it yet?
No, I haven't found the key.
Figure out a way to open that box, Copernicus. Inside, you'll find out who you really are.
Can we start out by getting me out of this trunk?
Lucky for you, I've got my farmer's almanac here. Let's have a look. Hang on. C, cabbage, caraway, carrot, car trunk. First thing you should do is reach around for the latch. Sounds kind of obvious.
Nope, there's no latch.
Okay, next step. See if you can scare up the brake lights. Can you find them? It's a little gizmo with some wires.
Alright, there's the cable box there. Got him.
Okay. Yank on the wires and try to pull the lights into the trunk with you.
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and pull the cable box.
Got 'em? What color are the lights?
Red.
We need a green light, kid. A steady green light. That's the way forward. Gotta run now. Good luck to you, kid.
Alright, what do we got here? So, connect that. Right? And we've got a green. Maybe is it this one? Let's see, we've got... Well, let's see, we've got... Well, let's just try negative to negative. And let's do this one here. I doubt this is it. Okay, I see what we need to do. We need to get all green lights here. Alright, so this positive maybe goes down here. Yep. This this green one will go nope. This green one goes here. Nope. All right. Nope. This one will go... No, that's not right. That's not right. Okay, no. What's this blue one? Let's go... There we go. That works. Now we've got these two here. And this one. Oh, come on. Goodness. Let's see here. No. That's a green. Nope, that's not right. That's green there. This is not going to work. So we need a negative to a negative. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take this, put that up there, and this one, perfect. Hello?
ما أدري شو تسوي بسيارتي، بس من خبرتي بهذا المكان راح تسح بعدين.
English?
English. آسف. ما أدري هاي مو صدق، بس أنا أشعر به. كاني من صدق حاجة
Wait a
تسير.
second.
كل شيء هنا إلها دلالة رمزية. السترن،
I
الجير،
can't understand
والهرم
you.
على الدشبول. هسا حتى لو أحد
I
إيدي من
can't
السترن،
understand
السيارة
you.
تمشي عدل، بس من أقوم أشوف إنه هذا جنهل. إيه معود على كيفك. أريد أوقف.
Translate driver's speech. Alright. It's got to be the radio or something. Well, let's see what's going on. Wow, you speak English now.
English? No, sorry. I could, of course, back in the real world, but it doesn't seem to have come with me into this place.
But we're speaking English now.
To me, this sounds like Arabic. I guess it depends on one's perspective. Anyway, as long as you're not going to start shouting at me again, it's an improvement.
Did you kidnap me?
Kidnap you? I don't think my singing is that bad.
How did I wind up trapped in your trunk? What's your connection to the man with many eyes? How did I wind up trapped in your trunk?
How would I know? It's not even my car.
Why are you driving it then?
No idea. I find myself behind the wheel here night after night. And the trunk, that's my dream too. You don't want to know how many hours I've spent in there, trying to shift my legs to keep them from falling asleep.
I know you're the next guard.
What do you mean? Whose guard? Yours?
Every driver, it turns out. We've met before.
Now I know you must be an English speaker. The only people in the world convinced that every story revolves around them. Who are you, anyway?
I asked you first. What's your name anyway?
I'm not sure, actually. But here, it's funny. On this highway, everybody calls me Al-Shatir.
Why is that funny?
Never heard of Ibn al-Shatir? A famous astronomer. I guess you don't learn about him in your schools. One of the forefathers of astronomy. In many ways a predecessor to...
Copernicus?
Yes, that's right.
Funny, that's my name. In here, anyway.
Copernicus. Al-Shatir. Two iconoclasts from different lands who challenged the belief that the sun revolves around the earth. Two dreamers who had the conviction that their unique consciousness is not the only thing in the center of the universe. Maybe you're not just part of my story, like I'm not part of yours. You were trapped in the trunk, where I've been many times. It's like you've wandered into my dream, and I've wandered into yours.
I find this hard to wrap my head around.
Takes a leap of faith, I know, to admit that we both exist.
Alright, let's look around. Okay. Well, there's definitely some, definitely a storm or something brewing over there. Those clouds are rolling in fast. So I'm wondering if they are part of the story. I bet they are. Anyways, let's go ahead and continue our conversation with Syed. Do you know the man with many eyes?
A man with many eyes? No, I've run across many strange things recently, but not that.
So, who are you running from then?
From wars, from bombings, from the cockroaches that crawl out as soon as the dust settles. On the news, you hear only about armies and religious madmen, but it's the gangsters that drove me away. They're the ones who did this to me.
How did you wind up in this place?
I'm one of the ones who didn't make it. Not all the way. I'm stranded somewhere in between, trying to complete the journey every night in my sleep.
How did your journey start?
They were looking for my brother-in-law, because he worked as a translator for the US military. Neighbors warned us we should move, and so we did, twice.
Twice?
Yes, twice. No sooner had we moved the first time than neighbors started telling us that we should move again. That there were people looking for us.
Sounds terrifying.
By this point, we already felt a bit like exiles. And once you're an exile, you never stop being one. The hard part will always be leaving our first house. That's the house I grew up in. The backyard, where we used to sit and tell stories, where we would pick oranges from our own orange tree.
What happened at your next home? Have you heard of the old apartment rule? What happened at your next home?
A few years passed and we forgot about the threat. Life had returned to normal. And that's when they came back and picked me up. 2 days later, when I woke up in a Baghdad hospital, I found out that they dumped me off there and told the hospital that I'd hurt myself in a work accident.
So, was that the moment you decided to leave?
Yes. After that, I couldn't stay.
Tell me about your escape. You haven't asked about my story yet. Tell me about your escape.
The women in my family, my mother, my sisters, they were the only ones who knew.
Why not the men?
I was very close to the women in my family. They were the ones who were around all the times while I was recovering. The men, my father, my brothers, always working, always out of the house. I got on a plane to Istanbul, where my cousin lived. He took me to Izmir, where the smugglers are. They're easy to find. I bought a space on a vessel, headed to Mytilene, Greece, the closest harbor in Europe.
What kind of vessel was it? Were you worried about getting ripped off? I don't know, what kind of vessel was it?
Just a simple raft, but not as overcrowded as in some of the stories you hear. I was lucky, at least in the beginning. We couldn't leave for 5 days. Too many Greek army ships in the sea. Every morning, getting up at 3:30 to make a go of it. By the 5th day, I was so tired of waiting that I wasn't even scared to get on board any longer. Finally, impatience had overtaken fear.
Tell me what happened next.
We did not make it to Europe. A boat pulls up next to us. People are trying to understand what's going on, but the men on the ship only speak Greek. At first, people are worried that it's pirates. They take everything from the passengers. Sometimes take the passengers themselves. Sometimes just ram the boat and laugh as it sinks. But no, these are police, it turns out. They take us back to Turkey, where I'm waiting and waiting and waiting. Of course, I did not remember all this in my dreams at first. These were things I remembered from clues I found along the highway.
Sounds familiar.
I've dreamed this highway, this car before, many times.
Why do you dream of an American highway? What happens in this dream of yours?
Always a long drive, always danger. Sometimes I'm smuggled in the trunk, sometimes I'm driving. Always checkpoints, inspections, betrayal, always from someone who pretends to be my friend.
I'm not the traitor, I promise.
I'm not worried about you. You seem too confused to hurt anyone. What is your dream about?
I'm not sure. Maybe just relationship troubles.
A breakup? That's it?
Or maybe a kidnapping. Maybe worse.
Ah, that's more like it. Who has been kidnapped? Who's this person that's been taken away from you?
My girlfriend.
Do you have a photo? Who knows? Maybe I've seen her somewhere along this highway.
Yes, there's a photo in my backpack. Alright, let's grab the photo. We're going to show it to Syed.
I know her. The same woman, but with different hair color. I just saw her at the gas station a few miles back.
That's not her. That's a decoy.
A decoy? What kind of game are you playing here?
It was supposed to be a trap. It backfired. What were you doing at the gas station?
I pulled in there because I was worried about engine trouble.
Let me guess. A green light on the dashboard?
Yes, that's right. There was a scene there at the gas station. She was being questioned by two men. She seemed to be explaining herself, pointing at the empty passenger seat in her car. They didn't really seem interested in her, though. They were more interested in the empty car seat.
What did they look like? Did you catch what they were after? What did they look like?
One man was wearing an orange vest. He seemed to be in charge.
Orange vest? So it was all a trap.
A trap? So they were looking for you?
I think so.
Sounds like getting in my dream. Getting in the trunk. May have saved your neck.
The main guy. Did you happen to notice if he had had a bracelet with circles around his arm?
No, I didn't get a look. I just heard one strange thing they said. That they were looking for a guy with 8 fingers. They were going to find him.
8 fingers?
Something like that. 8 fingers. Eight digits, maybe.
8 digits. It's me. I have his phone number.
Uh-huh. And you wouldn't happen to have a strange blue box with you, would you?
No, I don't have anything like that.
Well, if they were chasing you... Say, have you noticed how many tumbleweeds there are suddenly?
Well, we are in a desert. What do you make of it?
I don't know, but the weather also seems to be turning suddenly. Turn on the radio and see if you can find a weather report. My God! Get that thing off the window! Get it off! Get it off!
Alright, we need to escape the tumbleweeds, huh?
It seems to be changing the weather conditions.
Oh, those tumbleweeds have eyes in them.
Sunny skies today, and we could hardly ask for better weather.
That's freaky.
Sunny skies.
Presents
Dang,
Interstate Riddle
that
Hour.
is freaky.
Dr. Zest, the Central Valley's favorite raisin.
Sunny skies. Sunny skies.
Let's see if we can turn the volume up.
Suddenly, it's sunny. It's not working. They're stuck to the car. We need some other kind of weather to get clear of them.
The walls pipe blind. Level 3 thunderstorm. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail.
4 cents ahead of our guidance and up 11% sequentially. And we generated exceptional operating cash flow
Nothing yet.
totaling $398 million in the quarter. At a higher level, Scene Finder is ushering in an age of truly ubiquitous connectivity.
Got some clouds coming in. Probably need to try to get some rain, I think, maybe. There we go. That's what I'm thinking.
Warning,
Looks
tornado
like
60
tornado
feet from
conditions
car.
Look, the tornado. It's starting to pull
Perfect.
the tumbleweeds off the car, but it's not strong enough.
Not strong enough.
Tornado 20 feet from car.
Hopefully soon.
Tornado warning.
Oh, there. Let's try this channel. Is that working? Let's try to go to the volume. See what we can do here.
Warning, tornado.
There we go.
It worked. Oh, good riddance. Look, that was very strange. Even for this place.
Yes, I agree. What was that all about?
I don't know. It seemed they were spying. Searching for something. Did you notice? What do you know about these guys? The ones who are after you?
The leader has lots of eyes, like 10. I have their business card.
Oh, let's see.
Sure, it's in my backpack. Alright, Balkan business card. Yep, here we go. Let's go ahead and give that to the driver.
Balkan tours?
You know them?
Not directly, no. But I've heard about them. From a guy in Istanbul I met. He had made it through to Europe, but then had come back to get his family. But that's another story. He had come across those Balkan tours on his way back from Serbia. He warned everyone about them who would listen. Apparently, They had a charitable program to help refugees, promising to help them. But no one who accepted their help was ever seen from again. People just disappeared. And it wasn't just people in the refugee community either. Tourists too. There were strange stories.
What kind of stories? Serbia? My girlfriend was there last summer.
Did she mention anything about these Balkan tours to you?
No, she never mentioned that name.
Yes, I guess merely the fact that you ever saw her again suggests otherwise. Still, it seems like a connection.
I think she met him somehow, and has been texting him.
Well, I hope she hasn't fallen into their hands now. Some of the stories circulating around refugee camps in Serbia at this time. I only heard bits and pieces. Nothing very clear. Mirrors. Rooms full of mirrors. People losing their minds and never coming back.
The man with mirror eyes.
Yes. People who were heading from Turkey into Croatia and Serbia were being warned about it. Watch out for mirrors. Rooms full of mirrors. Rooms full of eyes.
I need to do something to help her.
Well, my friend, I think right now the best thing you can do is run for safety. They probably have a good beat on your location, assuming the tumbleweeds were on their payroll.
What's the worst can happen to me, if this is a dream? Okay, what do you suggest I do then?
Honestly, I have no idea. Make no mistake, these guys are dangerous.
Yes, they want to trap me and get the box.
Right. Where did you get the box?
My girlfriend gave it to me.
They must be worried about what's inside. Worried it will expose them, all the things they've done, to her and to all the other people they've hurt.
So, what's the plan? Where are we going?
I wish I knew. Even if I make it to my destination, I'm still not home. That's what it means to be an exile.
Where are we going exactly?
My niece, Nadia, used to ask me that question all the time. Where are you going, Uncle? She was the only young person who knew I was leaving. Imagine, she knew when my father didn't. I was always mad at my sister for telling her. She would ask me that when I was putting her to bed.
What did you tell her?
The only thing you can tell when a person that young asks you a question like that at bedtime. I told her the truth. Not the truth, but the truth wrapped in the blanket of a story. There's a place where the river Tigris runs through Baghdad. A place called the Two-Story Bridge. When I was a kid, I would go fishing there and look out at the water and wonder where it all led. As a child, I was told that the farthest place on the earth from Baghdad is a place called Fiji. I would train my eyes on the horizon and imagine that all the water led there, to the point where the sky met the earth. To my child's mind, Fiji was the place where the sky touches the earth. These people of Fiji, they must be very tolerant people to live in such a place where one has to stoop over at all times and can never stand up straight. Eventually, they resolved to leave and find a new home where the sky was farther from the earth, where the pandanus tree can grow high enough to be woven. So they left this land right under the sky, leaving behind those people so old and bent that they no longer cared to stand up straight. The other Fijians gradually moved away from the edge of the world, and the sky got a little higher, and then they found a marvelous place. It was fertile and lush, with excellent weather, an orange tree for every backyard. But there was one problem. Earthquakes. Terrible earthquakes. As frequent as rains during the springtime in this country. All because the sky was still close to the earth. When there's thunder, it echoes off the roof of the sky and causes the ground to break. But the Fijians adjusted. They built their entire civilization out of rubber. Rubber houses with rubber beds that would sway during the quakes, with rubber restraints that would hold the sleeping Fijians tight while they dreamed. But Nadia didn't want a bedtime story about that. She wanted a story about good and evil, the kind of story children like. So I changed it for her to be about a Fijian princess called Nadia, who finds the source of all the earthquakes.
I thought you already said it was the thunder. What happens in the fairy tale version?
So, Nadia finds a dragon hiding under the earth. A dragon with a splinter in its toe, whose terrible roaring causes the earth to break. Nadia slays the dragon and saves the people by uttering a magic spell. Gonothi se auton.
What does she say?
Gonothi se auton. It's actually Greek. Rolls right off the tongue, no?
That's the one. That's the spell I think that we had to learn that Vern mentioned when we were in the trunk.
Okay, that was interesting. Can you say that again? All the mirror eyes closed.
This is the spell Vern said I need.
Seems like it. And look, that's not the spell's only power. The card. There's a phone number on it now.
Ah, perfect. There's the card with the business phone number on it. Absolutely. All right, we're going to put that back.
Do you know what this means? I think you're ready to make a certain phone call.
To Balkan Tours? It's the same number that was on my girlfriend's phone.
Ready to put your spell to use?
Yes, I'm ready.
Good. Do you have a phone?
Yes, but it's not mine. It belongs to the waitress.
Even better. So, here's the plan. You call them and tell them you want to sign up for a tour.
Okay, got it.
Here's the thing. If they act like they're taking you on a tour, everything's good. But if they've figured you out, they'll try to distract you while they kidnap you. Take it from me. They tell you someone you care about is in danger, but don't believe it. If everything's fine, then everything's fine. But if someone you know is in danger, it's a trap. Get out of there. Are you ready?
Okay.
Dial the number.
I'm guessing the phone's in our backpack. Yep. All right, let's call the number.
Yeah.
Is this Balkan Tours?
Yep. What can I help you with?
I'd like to take a tour of the Badlands.
That's a big park. You near the Argus gas station on Route 90?
Yes, I am.
All right. I'll pick you up in an hour.
Pick me up? How about I come to you instead?
You don't have a car, do you?
How did you know that?
Just guess from your voice. So, see you in an hour.
Where do we meet exactly?
Don't worry about that. I'll be waiting for you once you land.
So, it worked then?
I think so. Hard to tell. Hey, what's happening to you?
Isn't that how these things normally work in the stories of this country?
What do you mean?
Other characters shows up, imparts some hard-earned wisdom, then conveniently fades away.
Don't fade away. I need your help.
It's a few minutes before 3:30 in Istanbul. There's another raft waiting. Another try.
Good luck.
Thanks. To you too. I think you'll be fine. You have allies all along this road, even in the cars of enemies. I've left something for you.
Oh, what's this? Oh, it's a letter. Okay, let's go ahead and open this letter and see what he left.
Hey, sorry I haven't written in a while.
Well, that's ride 4. That was a good ride. I enjoyed that one a lot. There were some pretty cool gameplay elements in there, like having to use the radio to, accomplish a few of those things in the game. That was pretty cool. Well, as you can see, we are coming up to the end here. Next video, we're going to go ahead and finish the whole game. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to see how everything wraps up. So that's going to be excited. Well, that's going to do it for today. As always, I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to spend with me. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button. And if you're feeling extra generous, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, stay proud.